generation. It's time to see our liberty, a light flowing down from the heavenlies, and we are here reaching out. The word of God is all we need. Who the Son sets free is free indeed. So God, please speak to me. Reaching the
Well, greetings and welcome to Reaching the Next Generation. I'm Bishop Jerome Jones, and I count it a real honor and a privilege to be able to come and share with you today this broadcast. This is going to be a brief time here with you today. It's one of the first times I'm going to be doing a recording after having come back from the nation of Liberia. I wanted to take this time, and in fact, I'm still recovering, guys, and I'm still resting. I'm still trying to get back to the routine and things and getting my body back to where it needs to be, health-wise as well. But I wanted to take time to share with you today because of the seriousness of the hour. You'll see on the screen there is a flyer, Reaching the Next Generation World Missions. Invites you to help fight hunger and homelessness. And this is an opportunity that I trust that you will take on to be a sponsor to help us. We are in a serious time now of helping families that are dying of starvation, that are dying of the medical conditions that is they're experiencing from the water that they're drinking, and they are very sickly, and they are also families that are homeless. I got a chance to witness this firsthand, and I'm going to be sharing my experiences with you in the upcoming broadcast. But I want to take this time to ask those of you, and to also thank so many that have been so dear to us as they have supported the mission and supported Bishop Jones, myself, while I was there. It meant so much to me to have the family of God to reach out and help us in the way that the family of God did. And so I appreciate that. I have this campaign for 200 families. You know, I want to tell you this and ask that you take real consideration of this. You know, when we have heard the term that we throw away more food that is more than enough to feed a whole nation of people, that is literally the case. We should look with a renewed ambition not to waste food. What I saw in Liberia just reaffirmed how blessed we are here and how much they need our help there and other locations around the world. Today, as I speak, we have help missions in Liberia, help missions in Nigeria, in Ghana, in Gambia, in Uganda, also in Kenya, help missions in Pakistan, and help missions in India. And I'm asking you to be a sponsor of some sort to help us in this endeavor. There are families that we could take $750 for a family of 4, and we could provide them with clean, purified water and food to eat and medical help for a full year. That's right, a full year. That means for $1.75 a day, we can feed and provide food and drink for a family. That's what that means for a day. Now, we're in this campaign to provide for 200 families in communities throughout that nation. And we're asking those of you that have a heart and say, I want to help. We're asking you to, there's a Cash App there. There is a PayPal method of payment there as well. And we have established the account there in Monrovia, Liberia at the GT Bank of Liberia that will handle the funds, and that we will be able to distribute to these needy families. Listen, we really need your help. If I wanted to do 1,000 families, I would still have more families to do. So we are looking at 200 in this campaign. And we're asking you to stand with us, to go to my Cash App and say, Bishop Jones, I want to support a family. I want to support a portion of a family. You know, you may not have $750 for the whole year. But we're asking you that if you think about that, see, that means, this is what that means. When you take $750 in a year, you've got 52 weeks out of the year. Just think about that for a moment. Think about 52 weeks out of the year. That means that if you were talking $10, you would be talking $520. You know, but now let's talk about, we're talking about for the year, we're talking about $15 a week will feed a family of 4. $15 a feed a family of 4. So for $3.75 roughly, I could feed a family of 4 people for 1 week. Now that's just unheard of here in America. So we're asking you, don't think that your small donations will not make a big impact. Because they will. I watched people that was near death. I watched people that were starving, people that was dying of thirst, people that was dying of sicknesses. I watched all of this right there while I was there. And I want to say to you that are listening and watching, help us make a difference. Help us make a difference. Now, we want you to share this video, share this broadcast with others, and the way that you can give is right on the screen. And we also will have the ability to give through other agencies, through other platforms, that you will have be able to receive a deduction from your gift as a 501c3 write-off. If that's what you are interested in, we'll be able to supply that. In the coming days, you're going to see when I was there in Liberia, we set up a system there. We've already set the system up, pledge.com. We've already set that system up so that from when we get it installed, which will be momentarily, but we want you to say, look, let's not hold back. Let's make a contribution. There's some issues that we need to address, and I need to address them right now as I'm speaking. We're in April, and it's already spent the time that I need to address these issues for food and for clothing, food and for water and for medical help. And then we have education support. We are supporting people education. We're 15%, only 15% of the people in the nation of Liberia are educated. So we are supporting sons and daughters, sending them to vocational school to get a trade so that they can come out with a trade that they can work and make an income and sustain their life. You know, we're helping them, but in the process of that year that we are helping them, we're also getting them into a vocational trade, so that they will learn how to do a trade that in doing that trade, they'll be able to make an income that will continue to allow them to support their families and to also better the quality of their lives with food and clean water and medical assistance, and continue to help the education and food and water project for other people. Every one of these families has to pay it forward to another family. Every one of them that gets help from us has to take the first proceeds and pay it forward and help somebody else. So we're asking you, saints of God, reach out to us. We are going to be letting you know the families. We're going to be letting you know what state they're in as far as their schooling. When we enroll people into school, we're going to let you know when they are, what their grades are, and when they pass, and when they get their diplomas. You know, this is just exciting because it's so rare for them to have someone come along and say, I love God and I'm here to help you. That's what we are doing all around the world. Because we love God, we're here to help. And you know, I was there much longer than I had anticipated being, planned on being, and had lots of challenges while I was there. Lots of extreme challenges. But you know, the faithfulness of our God never ever fails. And I am so blessed, and I am, I'm to a point where it's hard to talk about it. I haven't really been able to talk about a multitude of the experiences that I've had. You know, when God comes and visit with you, when God shows up in the physical form where you can see him, when God speaks to you sitting across from the table, you know that's just you. It's hard for you to dismiss that experience. It's hard for you to sometimes digest the magnitude of what God did in this mission. But I want you to know above all things, nothing else matters now. The only thing that we have on our agenda is to please God. The only thing that we want to talk about is how do we please him better? How do we do all that he has given us to do? And our lives is nothing. Our lives is but a vapor. It's so fragile. And except God keep us, we won't be kept. Except God gives us mercy, we would have been eternally lost. So I want to say to you today, and those of you that are watching, you know our story in part. You know the journey that we have taken. You know some of the hardship that we've endured. But I'm saying to you, come on board. Help a family. Help a family. I know people talk about, well, how do I do it this way? Let's eliminate all of that. How do I give this so that I can get something back? Let's eliminate that part. Let's say, God, they're hungry, they're dying, and if I don't get anything back, I'm going to give, because the Bible says give expecting nothing back. That's true giving. You know, if you happen to get something, be where you can get something in return, and God bless you to get something in return, thank God for it. But he tells us to give without expecting anything in return. So I want you to take that heart with you, because people are hurting. People are dying. People are in horrific situations, and we, the sons of God, we can make a difference. We can pull them out of the fire. We can get them established so that they can hear the gospel, and we can bring them from a world of darkness to a world of the light. We can bring them from being a one under the captivity of Satan, and we can bring them all the way to the liberty of the Spirit in Jesus Christ. We can do that, saints of God. So I want to encourage you right now to give. Go to my Cash App, give it to PayPal, and say, Bishop Jones, I want to become a sponsor, a co-sponsor of this project. I want to give. You may can give $50 a month. You may can give $25 a month, $10 a month, $5 a month. You, whatever it is, you may can give $1,000 right now. Whatever you can give, let me encourage you to do it. We're trying to get 2,000 pounds of rice and 10,000 bottles of water initially. And we need your help. You may say, well, Bishop Jones, I'll get some rice. I will get some water. Well, we don't want you to buy it because we need to buy it from the place that will give us the bulk rate. And we need to get it right there in Liberia so that we don't have to pay this enormous shipping cost. I've already looked at the shipping. The shipping to get the container and to load it all up and get it is over $6,000. So that $6,000 can go toward buying rice right there in Liberia from the rice producing factory and buying the water from the purified water factory that's there. And we could save a good $4,000 in cost and turn that into more rice and more water and more educational tuition for students to go to school. So we're asking you to if you say, Bishop Jones, I want to be a co-sponsor of a family. And you say, well, I can give $20 every month or $50 a month or $100 a month. We're asking you to make that pledge, get in touch with us, and start it today. We're asking you to do that. There are so many people that are in need. Our reason I set up the account there in Monrovia, Liberia, and we're doing this in all the nations, all the places that we're going to be transacting help and distributing assistance, because we want to have a record of it all, and we want to have a bank receipts for everything that is done, and we're going to have those records in total transparency for all to see that are contributing. All of the contributors will see where we spent X number of dollars and to whom we spent those dollars to. Now, I don't believe that we can be any more transparent than that, because we're telling you that if we get $1,000, we're going to be able to show you that we received this $1,000, and this is where this $1,000 was spent. This is who it was spent on, and you're going to be able to have the confidence in knowing that yes, it went to the exact cause in which we propose it to go. So we're asking you to start today. Start today. We need your help today. I wouldn't even be on here because I didn't plan on coming on doing no videotaping and no programs until after the School of the Prophets. But this is, I've gotten calls already. This is tugging at our heart, and I know the disaster that is upon our brothers and sisters in the Lord. You know, I know what they are experiencing and going through. So I'm going to ask you to take a moment and give some attention to the supportship or sponsorship of this project. This here campaign is to fight hunger and homelessness around the world. There are people that are living doing slave labor just to get a small 2 or 3 spoons of food to eat at the end of the day. There are people that actually work all day, and that's their only payoff. So we're asking you to help us. There are people that are drinking water that are infested with dead animals. There are people that are drinking water where humans and animals bathe in the water. There are people that are living in conditions where it is just inhumane. But they are brothers and sisters in the Lord. They love God. When you ask some of them what they want, they still asking for Bibles. We need the Bible mission to be resurrected. And so we're going to ask you to help us, because we're putting Bibles in the hands of people that are not saved, people that are saved that don't have them. We're putting Bibles in their hand because our ultimate goal is to bring them to salvation that are not saved and to strengthen those in salvation that are. But we can't do that if they're dying of thirst, if they're dying of hunger, if they're dying because they got some ill disease from the water that they drink every day. We have to minister to those elements in order to have the attitude of the heart to be receptive to what we say is the love of God. So I want to ask you, please, those of you that has been helping us, please do it again. Those of you that said, Bishop Jones, you said to me when I was there, I want to help these families. I want to be a blessing. I want to be a support. I've had several, and to quite frankly, many to say, I want to help. And many did help as we were there, but it's not over. What we're looking for is monthly contributors. If you can. If you can't contribute every month, if you want to contribute a one time or as sporadic as you can, then that's okay too. We're simply asking because while I'm doing this broadcast, somebody is dying of hunger. While I'm doing this broadcast, somebody is dying of thirst. Somebody's got a disease from contaminated water while we're doing this broadcast. So I'm going to ask you again to help us, and you're going to be hearing more and more about the mission to Liberia and the upcoming missions that is going to take place in the future. We are not done. You know, one of the things that I've learned, that I have no life other than God's. I have nothing worth living for other than God. I have no other purpose. I have no other ambition, no other concern. God owns everything about me. And I intend to give him every bit of me. I intend to run this race to the finish line in a full sprint. I am so blessed to just have the opportunity to run it. So I'm not thinking about slowing down. I'm not thinking about giving up. I'm not thinking about quitting. There's much, much more to be done. And we're not even scratching the surface to what God has given us. And we're going to talk about that even in the nation of Liberia. We trust that you will be blessed of God. We trust that I will hear from you soon, and that you will make it your plans and your must to give to this project in helping us fight hunger and homelessness around the world. I'm Bishop Jones, and I'm saying to viewers here and around the world, if you go with God, I know that God will surely go with you. And until the very next broadcast, have yourself a Jesus-filled day.
To see our liberty, a light flowing down from the heavenlies, and we are here reaching out. The word of God is all we need. Who the Son sets free is free indeed. So God, please speak to me.